Someone wants your uncle to stick to catering. Where'd he learn to fight like that?
He's a Shaolin monk. A dark master. Like his father. And his father's father. Going back hundreds of years. Today they are known as the Triad of the Secret Breath.
Man avoids warfare by preparing for it.
Exactly. The monks learned that lesson, and members of my family learned the art. They passed it down, and over the centuries, they fought on behalf of the poor, even against the emperor's army when necessary. My uncle simply carries on that tradition.
Still no reply, and the bugs picked up no movement in the apartment.
Nothing except the phone ringing, which have all been your calls, or Operative Bernstein's.
How many calls from her?
Let me check. This week, 14. Last week, 9.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for letting me stay here. London's not a city I can disappear in.
Where will you go?
I hadn't really decided, maybe Paris.
Do you have someone there?
No. It wouldn't be fair.
To her or to you?
I'll help your uncle any way I can.
Thank you.
Good night, Martin.
There's one more person involved in this business, Mr. Dillon. Carl Morgan. And that's his stepdaughter, Asta. I think he's looking for the same thing.
Well, you've got deep pockets. I'll keep an eye on them as well.
Good. Hopefully it won't be too strenuous. But your stay with us here seems to have been beneficial.
Yes, thank you. Yeah?
There you are, at last.
I was just packing to go.
On the contrary, welcome back. I said when you were fully recovered.
No. You let me go, I'm going home.
Where are you going to go? Got an assignment?
That's none of your business.
Dillon, there are a few hundred countries in the world at the moment. I can make you a wanted man in all but 6 of them. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life in Chad or Upper Volta? Stay there. I'll be with you directly.
Just a minute.
Pulse fine. Racing just a bit. He should be awake soon. It's hard to calculate the time element with these drug dosages. We'll come back in an hour.
Safe house. Where? London, Holland Park. Please, I hate guns.
You should change your clientele. God bless all here.
God save you kindly, Dillon. I know you're a bastard, Dillon, but for all you knew, you could have killed us.
I knew they were blanks, there was no recoil. Well, it's been more fun than Euro Disney. Listen, you could have saved yourself a lot of trouble by just asking me if I was ready.
Be sure you still had your appetite.
Oh,
Welcome back.
what do you got this time?
We don't exactly know what yet, but the Who is the Sicilian mafia and a gentleman called Carl Morgan.
There's one more person involved in this business, Mr. Dillon. Carl Morgan.
At his best, Morgan is a wonderful frontman for the mafia. Goodness knows how much money has been laundered through his world leisure empires. At his worst, some kind of enforcer.
What's he got to do with the investigation, or me?
I understood that the Sicilian Mafia was one of your sources for buying weapons for your clients.
That's right.
Well, you'd do anything if the price is right. Perfect credentials for getting in the good graces of Morgan. When we can locate where he is. That is his stepdaughter, Asta. She's somewhere in England, so he won't be far away. Attractive, isn't she?
Looks like he agrees with you.
Why do you say that?
Look at him. Can't keep his hands off of her. What about the wife?
Dead. Drowned a year ago, diving off a Greek island. Here's the autopsy. Faulty tank. What do you think?
This is no accident. This is it. This is the report.
Morgan wasn't even questioned. I got that from the dead file from a friend in Greek intelligence.
Somebody put a stop to the investigation. You think he killed her?
Or arranged to have it done.
Maybe she knew too much.
Or maybe it was something else. Maybe he wanted Asta for himself.
Hey there.
Hey, I want to talk to you.
I was just thinking of you.
Why?
Because I worry about you. You're being torn in two.
You're too smart for me.
Isn't that why you like me? Oh, by the way, you haven't talked to me yet.
That's nothing, really. I have a lead on Morgan. Your uncle should be happy.
You play many sides. No matter who's involved. No matter how dangerous.
Yeah, but that's what you like, isn't it? The danger.
Morning, Nigel. Any news overnight?
Another coded communication from the Sicilian source via Hong Kong. Seems we have confirmation of the original source of information. I've just been translating it for you.
The source was New York.
Yes, a young doctor, but related in some way to the Luca clan.
Surprise, surprise. Get Bernstein. I want her on the first plane to the States.
Dr. Jackson,
Yes?
I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
About what?
About something called the Chungking Covenant.
I don't know anything about it.
This is a transcript of a conversation you're reported to have had with the Don Giovanni Luca. Do you deny that?
You can't lock me up for making a phone call.
But we could make life very difficult for you with the Board of Trustees. The New York Medical Association might even tarnish what could be a brilliant future. And all because I need a few extra details to help fill in the missing pieces.
I'm Sean Dillon.
Very nice. But I have to go.
Why wouldn't you dance with me? I can tell you've had a lot to drink, so I'm just gonna let you go.
So you're having some fun, that's all.
You video all your patients?
Sure. I'm funded by the Bates Foundation to do a study of latent aggressive tendencies in terminal states, such as we find in the patients here.
I'll take it with me in my flying jacket.
Piece of history, Jack. I will make sure it stays safe. Pass me my Bible, will you? Cheers. Top secret, Jack. Only you and I know it's there. Your Highland oath on it.
You have it, Laird. You know you have.
So he had it with him on his person when we flew out.
What happens next?
He isn't too clear about it. He figures Mao went back in his deal when he came to power. As for the copy in the Bible, he and the Major got into enemy interference on the way back. The Major was wounded badly. They made it back to Scotland. He lived on, but kind of shell-shocked.
What about the Bible? Did that make it back?
I asked him about it. He kind of chuckled.
It got back to, in a manner of speaking.
The 23:55 overnight sleeper service for Glasgow and Edinburgh. This train of two portions. Front portion
I'm sorry, but the signals just keep getting fainter and fainter.
Where the devil's he going?
Well, here they are. Now we can get the rest of the new tiles for the roof.
This Carl Morgan says he might be interested in more than justification. His company's in the leisure business, golf courses and the like.
Hi, I'm Carl Morgan. My associate, Marco Taviani, and you must be Lady Catherine Campbell.
I am indeed, and you're welcome. Though Lady Kate's enough of a mouthful for anyone. My factor, Stuart Murdoch.
Welcome to you. Surely it's not just the two of you.
No, my stepdaughter's coming up by train. She's due to arrive at Shield Station at noon.
teach a track around the loch from here, but it's 12 miles or so. She could easily get lost.
We better go look for her.
We could try.
Well, well, well. Would you look at this now?
Oh, who are you?
Who am I? And you're the one that's trespassing here.
What do you want?
I'll give you 3 guesses. What are you doing here?
I've hardly the tenant of Lochdu Castle as of today, and I have a perfect right to be here and to ask who you are.
I couldn't give a shit about your father. How dare you waltz in here and talk to me like I'm shit?
Thank you. Why did you follow me?
Asta? I want to talk to you.
All right.
Asta!
Oh.
Asta!
Carlo, thank God you're here.
What happened?
There was no car at the station, and I walked.
You walked over that mountain?
And then I got lost. I'm sorry.
I saw a man running out there.
He attacked me, and Mr. Dillon helped me.
I'm Carl Morgan. This is Lady Catherine Campbell, the laird of Lochdu Castle. My daughter Asta.
I don't know where you've sprung from, Mr. Dillon, but I think we owe you some hospitality.
Of course we do, Mr. Dillon.
So what's so important? I've got to get back on schedule.
You must follow Don Giovanni's wishes. Find the Covenant.
Well, such good timing. There you are. And look who just arrived. An old friend of my father's, Brigadier Charles Ferguson, and his niece Hannah.
God bless all here.
Brigadier Ferguson is one of my family's oldest friends.
Huh?
It's been years, though, hasn't it?
Indeed. I know that my niece would love to visit Lochdu on her way north. It's kind of you to invite us at such short notice.
I don't think we've heard just what you're doing here, Mr. Dillon.
I was on my way through as well, headed north.
We met in a club, and he followed me.
How romantic.
I saw you in Glasgow changing trains.
In the case of war, lying is an indispensable ally. Is the same true of love? I've never been sure.
I think it might be.
You followed my daughter?
To be honest, Mr. Morgan, I came here to meet you.
Well, you've met me now, and I'm sure there's a reason for it. But usually I don't meet with anyone without being scheduled. And if it's Asta you're after, I thank you for coming to our aid. But I don't take kindly to wayfaring strangers.
Let me give you some advice, Mr. Dillon.
No, let me give you some advice. Never wear brown socks with black shoes.
I've heard that too.
So, Signor Taviani, is this your first trip to Scotland?
It is.
Are you here for the hunting?
Oh, are you an expert?
Let's say I'm always trying to improve.
It can be very frustrating when one is not a complete expert. In the mind of the beginner, there are always so many possibilities, but in the experts, there are few.
What is this, another one of your games?
Well, how was I supposed to know you've been here?
I was cultivating the girl. What are you doing here?
We had additional intelligence.
Yeah, well, now you got Morgan, you don't need me anymore. But Charlie, if that fee isn't in the bank by tomorrow, I'll come for you, I swear it.
I'm afraid that's not possible. We have one last objective.
No, deliver Morgan, that was the deal, no extras.
I don't think you're in a position to negotiate, do you? There's a document, a covenant, and it's hidden in a secret compartment in a silver Bible that once belonged to the late Laird of Lochdew Castle. It's been missing since the war. We have reason to believe it's here somewhere.
What do you want with it?
It's classified.
I bet it is. Why was the Laird want it hidden?
I understand it was out of loyalty to Mountbatten, to his country.
This is his country, not England.
Well, same difference. During that particular war, anyway.
They told me you took out Nora Bell. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry that it had to happen because of me.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, if I'd been faster about it, you probably wouldn't have been hurt so badly.
It's a hell of a thing to kill someone.
I can live with it.
I know you don't like me. But thank you.
Okay.
Carlo. Look at this.
First-class pilot. Expert diver. He worked for the Israelis in Beirut.
Sinking PLL boats, apparently. Not choosy, is he, Mr. Dillon? He's worked for just about everyone. Well, that includes the KGB in the old days.
Yeah, and he was an enforcer for the Provisional IRA.
The English seem to be the only people he hasn't worked for. But you know how unscrupulous they are. Maybe he's working for them right now.
Oh, he does want to meet you in order to get an introduction to Don Giovanni. Well, in any case, he was just using me.
Were you falling for him?
Well, how can I fall for him if I have you?
Where you going?
Just want to explore.
I'll drive you.
Can we join you?
Oh, yes.
Lost the brakes.
The brake fluid line had been cut.
We could have all been killed.
It was your stepfather, Morgan. He wants us dead.
Why?
Why don't you ask him that?
We know he's killed already.
Who?
Your mother.
No. It was an accident.
We don't think so.
Look, I've been on 100 dives. Your mother was murdered.
No. No. He loves me. And he loved my mother. Why would he want to do it?
We think she knew too much about him.
And we're beginning to be worried about you.
What am I to do?
Will you help us? Will you keep us informed about him?
You want me to inform you on my own stepfather?
That's right.
You never knew my father, did you? What exactly is your game, Brigadier?
Astute of you to guess.
Well, for one thing, you'd surely have been too young. But why did you want to pretend some familiarity?
To keep your other tenant at his ease?
But you are a brigadier. You do work for the government.
In a manner of speaking.
And are you also looking for my father's silver Bible?
Also, was Morgan asking you about it?
Yes. Making quite a big thing of it, too. I've been wondering why.
Do you know where it is?
It never came back with my father. But why suddenly all this fuss about it? After all, it's been lost nigh on 50 years.
Lost? Or has it simply never been found?
Why, maybe, in a manner of speaking. Here it is.
The Covenant?
Not quite. My father came back by troop ship and by train. His possessions, his effects, were on a separate movement order. They came back by plane.
So what happened to the plane?
big plane went down one night in a storm when I was about 6 years old. That could be where the Bible is buried. Down there. Still. It swooped down over there, right out of sight. But it was turning round, coming in for a new approach. It went down, then down, down. Like a top, round and round. Slower, slower. It was like it was sucked in by a whirlpool. There, right there, where the shoulder of the hill meets the line of trees.
It still is.
so?
Have you found it?
Found what?
The Covenant. You were planning to keep it for yourself, weren't you? Give it to me. Now.
It's from Morgan, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I love you.
Have you got it? I had it! She's got it!
How does she think she's gonna get away?